This story, exclusive for you today, Gump's. If you have ever been there or seen it, you receive the catalogs. It is an institution in the city of San Francisco. It is their most famous landmark store, and it has been there for more than 160 years. But now this luxury department store says that they are facing very difficult times. They may have to leave the area because of the, quote, profound erosion of the city of San Francisco's condition. Gump's owner, John Chachas, publishing a scathing open letter to Governor Gavin Newsom and Mayor London Breed, both Democrats blaming the ramifications of COVID policies and allowing the homeless to occupy our sidewalks, openly distribute drugs, defile the city's streets, such abject disregard for civilized conduct, he writes, makes San Francisco unlivable for its residents, unsafe for our employees, and unwelcoming to our visitors. John Chachas joins me now. John, good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
You know, this is one of the great department stores that families have spent generations Christmas shopping in, going to for lunch with their mothers and daughters, and really a landmark in San Francisco. What has happened?
Well, it's a sad state of affairs. I spoke to a customer today who's come to us for 50 consecutive Christmases and who won't come back because the city is in a difficult and awfully dirty condition. Our business is a business that people love, and people want to come into San Francisco, want to come visit a store. But if you can't get around, and when you're trying to walk the streets, you step over needles and human waste and often bodies on the streets, it makes it an unworkable business environment. And I got to the point where I felt like, for the benefit of the employees of our company who've worked tirelessly to make us a success, I needed to speak out and say, empty offices on the one hand, and that element on the other makes for an unworkable business center. I think it can be fixed. I hope it can be fixed. I do have ideas of how to fix it, but unless politicians change their point of view about this, it's a very, very tough thing.
London Breed, do they want to lose Gump's? You've reached out to London Breed. I'm sure you've reached out to Governor Newsom. This is all they sent us from London Breed's office. The mayor regularly meets with businesses, residents, stakeholders to discuss their concerns around public safety, and it goes on.
Yeah, I've heard by email from a couple of the members of the Board of Supervisors who I think are really chagrined at this kind of news. I have in the past spoken to representatives of Mayor Breed's office. I've never spoken to anybody from Governor Newsom's office. But I think this is going to galvanize something, I hope, because it's not unique to Gump's. This is every small or medium-sized business in the city of San Francisco cannot survive. These kinds of things are incompatible with successful business. And if that's something that businesses have to do to depart, it's just tragic. It's really tragic.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I think about what makes American cities great and makes people want to visit them and go on a vacation for a few days to San Francisco. These are the kind of places that draw people, that they want to visit, that they want to see. This, you know, previously independently owned, the family owned it for generations, Gump's. Now, this is the kind of thing that they're sending out to tourists in San Francisco. If you would like to do the downtown Doom Loop walking tour, by a person who claims they're a city commissioner, it says, you've read the headlines, you've seen the tweets, now get close and personal to the doom and squalor of downtown San Francisco. And I would also point out that Nancy Pelosi's federal building, named after her, has sent something home to the employees that work there saying, you know what, you're better off if you work at home. Try to stay at home. It's really not safe to come downtown in San Francisco.
I am dumbfounded as a taxpayer. I pay federal taxes, which the General Accounting Office uses to lease space. And the federal government, as well as state governments, knowing that people in their chairs is what makes a successful downtown. People in their chairs go to lunch and dinner and events and conferences and performances. And when you don't have people in their chairs, cities eventually die. So the federal government, as well as the state government, ought to be directing all of their people. This is a 5-day-a-week thing. And it's time that the governor, actually, in my opinion, both in California, and I think it's going to happen in other states, are going to have to institute tax policy to induce businesses back to a five-day-a-week
Absolutely.
work week.
They've got to basically give them tax breaks to fill the buildings in order to perpetuate these cities. But I want to make the point before you leave, which you said to me before we started, that you're not talking about closing Gump's. You're talking about moving.
Oh, yes. No,
Gump's. Where will you move your store to?
I don't think we know yet. If we first, I hope we don't have to. I would really like to see some things corrected. But if we had to. We sell in all 50 states. We have dedicated people in all the places that you would want to be: Florida, Texas. There's lots of good places to be. But our heart is in San Francisco. We want to be in a healthy city.
Yeah, you want to be part of the solution to San Francisco. This is the Gump's catalog. It's a beautiful historic store, as I said, and I hope that you can save it and make people create special memories.
Go to gumps.com. I think the governor should come down to the store and buy something nice for his wife.
I think that's an excellent idea. John Chachas, thank you so much for being
having
here.
us.
It's great to have you. Great to meet you.
Appreciate it very much,
sir.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.